Guys, I
Sorry,
wonder what Dee's up to.
That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
Earthbound podcast.
Imagine I just leave all that in.
Yeah.
This is episode 57. We're having a day. We're having a nice day,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
it's
tired. I've been so busy the last couple days, but that's how it is. Apologies
That's
when I
how
had
it
my
be.
window. He was kind of freaked out because my fan is... I put my fan on my window because I put it on my desk. It's going to rattle my whole desk, and you can just hear like this low vibration the whole time. But the window was like his space, so he's like annoyed that this little metal object is taking up his space.
Oh well, what if you have like a little nook? Oh my god, do you hear that?
Oh?
There was just a bit of thunder that just rattled my window.
Okay. Why do you sound like you said you
I got
sound like a
embarrassed.
surfer.
Yeah, oh my
You said a
god.
window. You sound like a surfer.
Yeah, I got embarrassed by how I said it, and I was hoping that you didn't pay attention to it. But then you said it, I knew it was over. I was like, no.
Are you a surfer?
Yeah, my
Oh,
window.
man. Okay. So, yeah, I guess for some background, you might disappear at any moment.
Yeah, so for context, for the audio listeners at home, for context, Teagues is tired.
Mhm.
So that's start. He's been busy as hell working on stuff. Josh is current. I think it's just all the East Coast. It's just
Both
Josh
you
and I are
guys got
based on the East
storms.
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got storms, and so Josh's internet is just fully out. So so that's the reason why he's not in today's episode.
Yeah,
And
man.
I'm because I'm also in the East Coast and there's a storm going on. There's a chance my internet might go out.
Yeah.
So this is probably the most scuffed version of the podcast that we've ever had.
Yeah, it's alright. We'll deal with it. Dude,
Yeah.
I got super hyped. I hate to talk about the weather because I think that's literally the worst possible subject ever, but I got really hyped because I saw Thursday and Friday are in the 70s, dude. I can't remember the last time I had a day in the 70s around here. It's been really hot lately. It's 89 degrees, so.
I mean, like, is it just because of like rain or anything like that, cooling things down, or
There
is
is
it
going
just
to be rain, yeah. So,
so your crops
holy
are
shit,
gonna
it's gonna
be
be
nice
so
and
rainy
good?
next week. But anyway, don't matter. We don't have to talk about that because that's really boring. Um, but what I wasn't going to talk about as weather adjacent is the fact that the air quality lately has been garbage around here. Do you remember what was that like a year ago now?
Yeah,
That
I know what you're talking about. It was about like a year and a half here.
you had like actual hazardous like air quality.
Yeah, so for context, I think it was like there were like Canadian wildfires going on or
Yep.
something. And uh, to unfortunately narrow it down even more than the East Coast, I live near the New York City area.
Yep.
Uh,
You just had it bad. You had it
yeah.
bad.
So so all the smoke from the Canadian wildfires just traveled south, and like the sky was straight up brown, and like everything just had a brown tint to it. It was insane. And like they sent out a bunch of health advisories that are like, don't,
Oh
if you're
yeah.
going outside, make sure you're wearing a mask. Don't breathe in. Don't be outside for too long, or else you're gonna get poisoned.
Yeah. Dude, it's yeah, I know. And then for some reason lately again, it's been super bad lately. The air quality has been garbage.
Is there more wildfires and stuff?
I don't even know because I don't read the news ever, but I don't know, man. It's been bad. I can smell the smoke in the air, and sometimes I can't tell if
Oh
that's just
yeah. Yeah.
sometimes. Okay, to be fair, sometimes I can smell that anyway because my I think one of my neighbors they don't have like people come to collect their garbage out of like their dumpster or something. They
Oh,
burn all of their garbage.
they do. Okay.
which it's not. I don't think what they're doing is legal at all. You can do some burns like controlled legally, but that isn't the way they're doing it. Is probably not legal. But yeah, no, it's just been so bad lately. Dude, speaking of like the weather alerts and stuff, I know this probably isn't exactly what you're talking about, but um, so I've had some there have been some really bad storms here over the last few years, but recently there was a tornado warning, and for some reason
Oh
my
yeah.
iPhone did the. I have an iPhone. We've been over this. It
Yeah.
did the crazy like alert thing, like the nuclear missile alert like level
Wait, what?
because there was a tornado nearby. It was like, go to your basement now. There's tornadoes in the area, and I was like, what? This has never happened before.
I thought you meant that it straight up just misidentified everything and was like,
No.
"There's a nuclear bomb."
No, but it was on that same level of how it was bleeping at me super loud out of nowhere. It just jump scared me, and then this like weather warning thing. I don't know if you've had that because like most time it doesn't give me alerts directly, even when in past years I've had closer calls for that kind of thing.
I can't remember the last time I had it like that kind of alert.
Yeah, I mean I remember
the
a few
only
years ago they sent out like this test alert.
yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and they gave a warning too, but
Yeah, they
yeah,
gave a warning, but everyone was like, "Whoa, what's going on? What's going on?" And they had to like be like,
yeah.
"Hey, this is just a test. Like,
I was
don't
prepared
panic."
for it. I was just kind of sitting there, and I was kind of just like, I wonder when is it gonna beep at me, and it didn't. I was like, well, that was kind of anticlimactic. But anyway, yeah, it's it's not insanely loud. I don't think it's even the max volume on the It's fairly high volume, but I don't think it's even the max on the iPhone. So yeah,
It's like a what's it called? It like the alarm that an Amber Alert when an Amber Alert goes
that's
out.
true. That I've never got. Oh, I guess to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. I have all of those alerts off of my phone. But I
I
remember
literally can you turn them off? I thought you couldn't.
I haven't gotten one in a long time. I think I turned them
I was about
off.
to say I don't know if you disabled
I'm
it or
pretty
if
sure
there
I
just hasn't
disabled
been
them. I don't think
any
it's easy.
kidnapping.
I don't think it's. I think it's a little bit out of the way, but I know I'm almost positive I remember disabling all that. Um, but yeah. So anyway, when I remember one day, it was a few years ago. I was like in class. I was in like this programming class, and like everyone's phones started going crazy at the same time. At least almost everyone. I guess people who had like some bootleg phone, I guess probably didn't get that, but everyone who had an
Yeah.
iPhone, which is most people, their phones started going crazy. And apparently, it's because it was one of those I don't know what it's called, the old people alert, not the Amber Alert, but the old people alert. Like some old
Oh,
person is on the loose and they
I
don't know where they
I
are.
th- I think it's like a blue alert. I could be
I
wrong.
have no idea.
But
But
like that's just my first instinct is like, oh, what's the opposite of red? Blue.
what? Oh, because Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so dumb. That's definitely not.
Well, I don't know, man.
Indigo alert? Is that what you think it
Yeah,
is?
maybe like sapphire alert.
I don't think so, man.
Um,
Um,
let me see.
did you just say I'm a Sigma?
No, well, I am, but I said let me see, and
I
because I looked
thought
it
you
up.
got really insecure that I was disagreeing with you, so under your breath you went, I'm a Sigma.
like, like, what is it called? Like the daily affirmations.
Yeah.
You think anyone's ever done that as like a daily affirmation? Just go, I'm a Sigma. I'm a Sigma.
Yeah, someone has. Someone has. I
Yeah.
think someone out there, anytime they get like negative feedbacks, they just tell themselves like I'm a Sigma. I know I'm a Sigma. I'm a Sigma. I'm Sigma. I'm not a beta.
I'm based. I'm not cringe.
Yeah.
Everyone else is cringe. I am based. But
Oh
it's called
man.
a silver alert.
That's not the opposite of Amber.
Yeah, it's not.
But anyway, I guess that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude. There's a I don't even know if it's a good question. I was gonna ask this last time, and I was like, maybe this is a really dumb question. I was gonna ask, what's a game that you wish had like multiplayer or like online multiplayer?
I thought you were gonna end. What's a game? And I thought that was gonna be the entire question.
What's a game?
What's a game? Um, a game that doesn't have multiplayer that you wish had multiplayer.
Or online multiplayer, I guess.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, like, I think it's a very basic answer, but like a lot of the modern Nintendo games have like local multiplayer and don't have
Yeah.
online
I
multiplayer, which is
remember like we wanted to do the like the Mario 3D World one for the Switch, but that
yes.
only had local. It was
No,
actually
no,
that
no.
would have
It
been
it
really
had
fun, I
online.
think.
It had
oh
online.
oh did it?
Yeah, it did. I think it was Return to
Oh
Dreamland, remember?
yeah, actually yeah, and I think the Mario one, I think it didn't have it at launch. They ended up getting it later.
Yes, I think that's what it
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, no, you are right that Return to Dreamland was one we all really wanted to do. Yeah, but then it didn't have online multiplayer, which is a shame because I feel like that would be a really good pick for online multiplayer.
Yeah, I've seen like playthroughs of like local multiplayer, local co-op and with stuff like that, like the
Mhm.
Runaway Guys.
Yeah.
I think there's one, I think they're called Party Crashers. I'm
Okay.
a they're like a bunch
Yeah.
of Nintendo fans. But
Honestly,
like they've done a bunch of
yeah.
stuff
I
like
think
that,
the
and it's
Return
like
to Dreamland Let's Play from the Runaway Guys is how I found out about their channel.
yeah.
It
I
was
think
really
that's one.
crazy.
I think that and the Mario Bros. Wii Let's
Yeah, that
Play
was a
are
big
like
one.
those are like their two most popular ones.
Yeah, you're right. Um,
Uh,
yeah, because I really liked Return to Dreamland when I was a kid, but uh, yeah, no, I've never played like with full four players. I've done three player, but I've never had Banjo.
I've done 2 player, I've done 3 player. I've never really done 4 player co-op,
Yeah,
which is a shame because it's like from what I remember and like literally from when I 100% of the remake, it's a fun game.
yeah,
Actually, that's a lie. It technically does have online multiplayer, but for one game mode, and like the
oh,
side mini game, where it's
oh,
like,
that's so
uh, y-
dumb.
so you know, in Superstar and Superstar Ultra, there's like the
Yeah,
samurai mini game.
yep, I know that.
Yeah, so they brought that back as a mini game in
I
like a
guess that
collection of
makes
mini
sense.
games, and like one of them is like an online multiplayer mode for that.
That's really dumb.
It's interesting. Like I tried it once because I just needed a badge because
Yeah,
there's badges and that do like
yeah.
completion and stuff like that. But that was it.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a lot of insanely talented people playing that at all times. So
Yeah, yeah. For my answer to the question, I have a really goofy answer that is really dumb. I would want, the coin game like on Steam.
oh, I know it, the one
It's just
that
it's just a
Sherman
bunch
played
of
a
like
lot.
arcades and stuff. Yeah, I would want that. I feel like that would be a really chill game.
I feel like that would be one of those like really fun like super like it's like 3 a.m. and you're just like don't have anything
Yeah,
to do and you're just being dumb with each other.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. So,
I'm trying to think
yeah.
of like what else I would want to do like out of the games that I know.
Yeah, I don't know. All of my options are like really dumb answers. Well, technically I was about to like suggest like I really like the Elder Scrolls games, and those don't have native
Oh,
multiplayer, but
oh, that's
they
true.
do have modded multiplayer, most of them, except Oblivion
Yeah,
doesn't. Oblivion, for some reason, never got that, but Morrowind does, and so does Skyrim. But yeah,
yeah. Again, that's like another. That seems like another fun option where you're just messing around and like not
yeah,
taking things seriously.
yeah, or like
I
a campaign like Baldur's Gate 3 thing, because like
Yeah, exactly,
people do
exactly.
like that kind of thing.
I was gonna say like I feel like RPGs that are not originally MMORPGs that you kind of make with like mods or like local multiplayer slash like with just like where everyone else is an NPC and it's just like you and 3 other people are the only ones actually playing the game. If you get what I mean.
Yeah,
because I feel like if you played like RuneScape or something and it's just like you're a name among like hundreds of other names and like the economy is primarily based on like player interaction, or rather it's like player made, then I feel like at that point it gets like I feel like that's just not fun. But if it's just like you and like you're like, oh hey, watch this as I kill this NPC, and it's like, yeah,
right. Because to be honest, again, I think with RPGs it's really interesting. I hope that becomes a more common thing because with Baldur's Gate 3, and I know, holy shit, that guy was going fast. Anyway, with Baldur's Gate 3, that was a huge like. That was a huge deal. People really liked the multiplayer. I really like the multiplayer in the game I've been doing. But I guess it's easier for that one because that's like a more party oriented like D&D experience, and it's harder to implement in certain games. But I think it would be cool if more RPGs tried to include that. No.
I thought of a really dumb one. Five Nights at Freddy's.
How would that work? Would that be?
I don't like
one person is an animatronic.
Ooh, actually, that would be kind of fun. Like one person's an animatronic, the other person's a security guard. I was genuinely thinking like multiple security guards, and you're all like panicking in one room, trying to figure stuff out. And because you're panicking, you're taking up more energy.
Yeah,
almost like a Twitch plays Pokemon approach to it, where
that
it's
would be
like,
funny. Yeah,
but like the idea of like a like kind of like a PvP Five Nights at Freddy's is really funny. Because then you could say the term PvP Five Nights at Freddy's.
Dude, hop on FNAF.
Yeah, hop on FNAF. Dude, I'm gonna kill you as Bonnie, bro.
Because I've played stuff like that. Because I know around the time FNAF came out, I remember when I was a kid, there were Roblox games that were doing that same thing, where it's like, where it's like everyone else would be a animatronic and there would be one security guard. Except the issue is that for some reason, I don't know. I think people would like cheat the game, so like they would team together. So like people, if their friend was like the security guard, they would like make sure them as an animatronic would like throw the game for everyone else. And then they would do the same when for each of their other friends that would like revolve around that role. It was really dumb, but it's kind of a cool idea, I guess. Cooler idea than their like AR mobile game that they have that has like is for some reason they've updated so many times. I don't know anything about it, but it sounds really dumb.
The one thing I know about the AR mobile game is like there's a million different animatronics, and like some of them are like actually characters from like the games and stuff, and then others are like Statue of Liberty Chica.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Like, I don't get it.
I guess it's just because it's a mobile game, they're just trying to get as much out of it.
I guess, but just since it's like, I just think it's weird that it's like it's just an AR game. Wait, what?
Like what?
Sorry, I was trying to look up information about because I forgot what it was called. I looked up FNAF on the App Store and I can't find it. I can only find the other FNAF games.
I don't.
But I looked up FNAF and the first result was Roblox for some reason.
Dude, they know that's where all of them are.
I think that makes sense.
Because I know that there's this one like really like intense FNAF Roblox game, but it's just like I think it just stole a bunch of stuff from like a fan game.
Yeah,
I think
makes sense.
I don't remember what it is. You know what I'm talking about? I know so. Josh, the streamer, played it one time with like all tribe.
I think Franco has showed it to us on stream before, or at least he showed it to me
Maybe.
one time. I don't remember.
But
yeah.
it's like super like intense. Like you're going around the pizzeria, you have to, and like the animatronics are like trying to kill you. I mean that's just FNAF, but you understand.
Yeah.
But it's like super intense. Like it's like first person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
I think
yeah,
it,
which I don't
I
know
think
is
it's fun.
not so much my thing.
Yeah, I understand why it's some people's things, but like at the same time, not my thing as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I
But
know.
I think it's just a cool concept.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the whole FNAF like empire as it was like it's very funny to me that that whole thing spawned because some dude was mean to Scott Cawthon one time.
That's true. That's true. It's like a bunch of like game reviewers were talking about like, dude, this guy's like 3D models and art looks so creepy. And then
Yeah.
Scott Cawthon was like, oh, what if I was evil now?
What if I was evil
And he
Scott
made a
Cawthon?
FNAF. Yeah. I don't know. Thing is, I could never. I don't know. I think the issue is that my sense of humor these days is so bad because I think I could not play a FNAF game because whenever I see the jump scares I laugh really hard.
Yeah, the jump scare. I think that's definitely one place where, while it did get better over time, it's still not the most perfect thing in the
And
world.
also like I feel like it's just I don't like that that's like the whole like outcome is just their entire thing is it's just a 1 second jump scare.
Yeah,
And there's nothing else to it, I feel like. I don't know. It
yeah.
feels so
I know.
anticlimactic.
I know. In yeah, I think in some games, like I know, what's it called? The DLC for Security Breach fixed it, like where it had like where it had like more extended jump scares or like jump scares that seemed more realistic.
I guess, but I don't think that even fixes it. I think it's just jump
I
scares are
didn't.
just a
I'm just
cheap
saying
payoff.
in general, it like in terms of like
I
reference for
guess
the
if they,
entire series.
I guess, but no, I just don't think jump scares are that interesting.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
especially since
They're
I feel
based
like
on
their
like a show.
entire franchise, I think, is kind of based around that, and I don't really get it. I don't know.
Like based around a shock factor.
I guess it's just all of the payoff is always just the jump scares. I don't really get it, but I don't know. Um, I have a better question for you: peanut butter or jelly?
Peanut butter.
Okay, good. I agree. So we can write that off the list.
Yeah. No, we don't need to discuss.
Yeah, no. Unless you disagree, in that case, talk about it
I
in the comment
yeah.
section.
Put a comment. Josh Franco, Akai, you're
Yeah.
probably not watching.
That guy's not
Uh,
watching.
Yeah, D might watch.
Maybe. But listen, man. I want to talk about lately when I've had time, I've been doing a lot of world building stuff. I can't get
Oh
too
yeah,
far
yeah.
into it right now, but I just want to talk about like world building as like the
Project.
entire process is just it's so wild because okay, thing is most world builders, I'm going to be honest, I think most world builders are absolutely garbage. But
Yeah.
when it's done correctly, it is insane because you are applying so many different things into the same into creating basically what this one like super expansive product like I don't know if doing like believable world building requires so much like analysis of like sciences and stuff. It's wild to me. I don't know because the things I kind of don't like a lot of world builders who just who are kind of just pantsing it, you know, and just like kind of rely upon tropes and stuff.
Okay.
Because I guess I just thinking I guess okay primarily I'm thinking mostly about fantasy world builders. I guess there's a lot more
Yeah.
going on there, but in terms of that, I think fantasy, I think, especially all of Western fantasy as a genre, to me, it's so focused on tropes and stuff and reusing a lot of ideas that aren't that interesting. And it feels like a lot of people making assumptions of stuff like that they should include, um, every fantasy series has like orcs and goblins and stuff and dragons or whatever. And I don't really, I don't know. I think just people should try to be more original and not rely upon the same assumptions that all other fantasy media does.
So what would you do differently?
I mean, I think just do something that aids the setting more and is more believable than rely upon the same tropes.
I'm gonna add my own fantasy species called the Gribbles.
What's their deal? What kind of environment are they from?
They live in swamps and they live in mushroom houses and they're like 2 inches tall.
Okay, so
But they can move their legs really, really fast. They have a super high metabolism because of it.
how did they adapt to this environment?
Well, originally they were just like really small people, and they adapted by putting little houses in mushrooms.
How did they develop the ability to settle down and have houses?
Evolution.
Well, not necessarily. I would imagine that has more to do with the development of technology.
Yeah. The evolution. Of
Okay, so you're a pantser.
technology.
You're a pantser.
Yeah.
You're a pantser.
Well, you're putting me on the spot, man. I'm just like, they're the
I didn't put
Gribbles.
you on the spot. You came up with this idea. Here's a name of a fantasy race. Well, like
Yeah.
a fantasy race. What fantasy is this? Did you could just come up with your own story?
Yeah, they're the Gribbles.
Great. Well, I don't know, man. It's just I think people should be more original.
Yeah.
Um,
They should include the
and to
Gribbles.
be fair, being somewhat derivative isn't inherently a bad thing. I think because a lot of the iconic fantasy races are usually somehow pulled from some kind of like folk tales and stuff like that. Um, and those kinds of cultures, but adapting that kind of stuff isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's dumb when it's all just copy pasted, right? People assume what they're going to have in their setting automatically, rather than thinking of how does this actually contribute to the world or story, or how is this actually a realistic setting that would make sense, that I could think about people living in,
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's like everything basically is just taking after, like, basically D&D now. And this is kind of, I say mostly Western fantasy, but this is kind of happening, I guess, all over the place. Because I know, I guess I don't know the whole world's general. I don't know fantasy across the entire world, to be honest, but I know something that I was learning about a while back is when I guess when they first tried to import D&D over to Japan, it wasn't a huge success. But yeah, at least people didn't. The books did not make that many sales, and in fact, today they make very few sales. Pretty much no one plays D&D in Japan. They play Call of Cthulhu right now. But anyway,
Oh, really?
yeah, they do. Surprisingly,
I'm shocked by that, actually.
yeah, and to be fair, they do have their own fantasy systems that are just by, I think, Japanese studios or whatever. But D&D was incredibly influential on Japanese media, but not directly. It was because I think there was something that became very popular, I guess, is I think it started out in like this magazine. These people were this magazine group that I guess that was like some hobby magazine or whatever. They started doing this segment where like they were kind of telling the tales of like their D&D game, and D&D didn't get popular, but that got popular among its readers, and it expanded to be like books, and they got like a TV show eventually. and that was basically just hugely derivative of D&D, and I eventually they ended up making their own tabletop RPG because they tried. I guess TSR tried to work with them. Which if you don't know, TSR used to own D&D. They were the original owners of D&D until they sold the IP off to Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I don't really know where I was at totally on that, but basically through a long story that I'm way oversimplifying, D&D is not popular over there, but as a concept, as a generic fantasy kind of staple, it was hugely influential on all of that media, and as a result, a lot of that ends up being really derivative. I mean, you know, it's like, so how many RPGs have like generic slime creatures, right? Or goblins.
Yeah, I got
Or
you.
whatever, you know, or skeletons.
Yes, or just dragons.
Yeah, dragons are a big deal. To be fair, dragons, I think dragons are cool. I'm not too bothered when I see dragons as long as they're like interesting.
I like
They
I
can be
don't-
done in an interesting way because I feel like dragons are such a broad, like, multicultural idea
Yes,
that I'm
I
not
agree
too
with that.
bothered by them. But I do agree that I think in some ways they can be like way too oversimplified and just overdone, copy pasted.
I feel like Western dragons are way too overdone, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
prefer like different variations of dragons. Like Eastern dragons, I think are really cool, especially like with the mythology that comes with it, the different types of
Mhm.
storytelling you can get with that. There's just I did a presentation. I think I might have talked about it on the podcast. I don't remember. When I was in the UK for like a month or two.
Oh yeah.
We were given free range on what our final project was going to be, and I did mine on the different types of dragons.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of different types of dragons because it's like there's
It
so
is
many
really
different
interesting.
mythology.
Because like it was the kind of thing a lot of cultures I think throughout the world and kind of developing very similar dragon-like ideas. I don't know if they would all be
Yeah.
considered. I don't know if they would have all called them dragons too specifically or anything, but they were very similar to what we think of, you know, in our
Yeah.
Western idea of dragons.
Draconic creatures.
Yeah, just
I
things
feel
very
like that-
similar to that. It's super interesting.
I feel like that's a better terminology for that because
Mhm.
like dragon is like a different type of individual that falls under the family because there's also
Yeah.
like worms, there's like Quetzalcoatl. Like
Yeah.
Quetzalcoatl is like one of my favorite type of dragons, ironically enough.
Can
just
you remind
because-
me of exactly what those are?
So they are more serpentine and feathered dragons,
Yes.
I believe, and they have the
Right,
feathered
yes.
wings.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they
absolutely.
also have, I believe it is, I think it's a Mesoamerican. I could be wrong.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. That is very interesting. I do want to ask though, what do you think of sci-fi as a genre?
Sci-fi is, sorry, it's Aztec. My bad. I apologize. I apologize.
No, you're good. You corrected yourself. You're good.
Yes. I was like, I couldn't remember exactly. But
Yeah.
anyways, sci-fi is a very, it's a genre where you like the same things that you have expressed about fantasy, where
Yeah.
it's become a very saturated identity.
It feels like it
where
always
it's-
taking after the same ideas of like, oh,
Exactly.
yeah,
like-
faster than light travel, and we all shoot
Yeah,
such
Star
laser
Wars,
guns.
Star Wars, Star Trek,
Yeah.
like a lot of it just kind of like repeats itself in terms of like what it wants to do.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like I really love sci-fi where it's just like it kind of takes a piss of itself, where it's like if you get what I mean, where it's like, oh, it's sci-fi, let's just crank shit up to 11. Like a sci-fi series that I really love is Starstruck. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a a D&D like show. It's more of a tabletop RPG show I watch. It is Dimension 20, and the main DM for that show, because they oftentimes will switch out DMs for like different seasons, because it's like this season this is the campaign, and then this season it's this campaign. Sometimes they'll do continuations of seasons and stuff. But the main guy is named Brennan Lee Mulligan.
I've heard of him.
And yes, he's pretty well known in the tabletop RPG space. But his mother, Elaine Lee, published. Well, it was originally a play that she performed. That was this like sci-fi genre.
Yeah.
And she performed that, and then eventually she made it a graphic novel. And she has like this whole website with like the different types of things. One thing that I know, like one of the most cool concepts I remember from that series, and it really stuck out, was there is this lava planet that has almost like an oasis that's like this little bubble above it that has this entire city called Las Vegas, which, parody Las Vegas. And Las Vegas, because it's mainly like the real life Las Vegas, it's mainly a casino and gambling place. You can get credits by going to, if you're out of credits, you can go to like these pods outside, like right outside casinos, called Running in Place, or RIP, where you can literally sacrifice years of your life for money. And it's a really cool concept to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just one of the so many different concepts to me. Concepts that are from that series that I think are really cool.
Yeah. Though I have an issue with a lot of sci-fi, because especially like space opera type stuff, right? Whereas, they're going from planet to planet and all that. I feel like the planets are never interesting. It's all, for some reason, every planet is one biome. It's all the same. The planet is basically one place, and you just copy paste that across the entire planet. And I get certain planets that are not like Earth-like would be more like that, but I feel like if you're having these like alien planets with like intelligent humanoid life on it, I don't think that is the most believable. So I don't know.
I get what you mean. I feel like that's just a need of familiarity in terms of being like, oh, this is like the desert planet, and like, oh, this is the planet that's kind of like Earth, but it's kind of different. It's got a different government,
but it's not immersive.
Yeah, it's not.
So
I'm just saying that's probably why it's done. I'm not saying it's a good reason.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And I mean, I don't know. I can expect, like, okay, I'm not gonna say they're inherently wrong for that. I'm not gonna say whoever that old guy was who wrote Star Wars should like shoot himself just because he wrote Star Wars. I just don't think it's a particularly good work of fiction. It is something that a lot of people enjoy. I don't necessarily think it's good. Star Wars, I'm gonna be real. I'm about to go from like tired mode to crashing out mode because I hate Star Wars. Seriously, I think that is one of the worst works of fiction probably ever. Because it is the most dumb, like trope heavy cliche work that it's like I wouldn't have as much of an issue with that if it didn't. It insists upon itself. So. Literally, because it tries to act like it has such deep lore, but the lore isn't. I'm pretty sure it's not that deep.
It's not. I think literally half of it comes from like a bunch of people asking, "Well, what about this?" and him just coming up with an answer on the spot, and it's like, "Oh, that's canon."
It's just pantsing it, but he's been pantsing it since like the 1960s or whenever that movie came out.
I will say, like, in terms of, it's kind of insane, because if you go, I think, like, the Star Wars wiki is one of the most expensive ones.
That is how I figure. Okay, I didn't hate it as much before because I thought like, oh, it's just like a few movies. It's surely people like it. It's a huge franchise, but it's not like it's that deep, right? Well, the thing is, it's not that deep, but I was looking up what were the biggest wikis, right? I found this page on I think it was specifically Wikia wikis because I go to the Forgotten Realms wikis a lot for the the official D&D setting.
Oh yeah, I
and
got
that's
you.
a massive wiki. It is a fraction
Yeah.
of the Star Wars wiki, and the thing is, Forgotten Realms is actually I think a pretty good setting. I actually like it a decent bit these days. And it's way more complex. There's way more going on with it. And then Star Wars has way more for whatever reason. Probably because Homer Simpson is on it.
Oh, wait, what?
You can look it up, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Homer
Just
Simpson
look-
is on it. Because they made a
Just
one-off
look up
like special, promotional special.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then that meant, oh, we have to put him on it because they had a official crossover. So yeah, it's I hate it. I hate it so much, cause I don't know, man. It's just it's everything I don't like about world building. I'm like one of the very few people who's going to care for it, cause most people just want a stupid movie that they can generally enjoy and relax to. But I don't know. I like this kind of thing. I like world building, so I'm gonna overanalyze that kind of stuff, and I just don't care for it. But anyway, I
Did
want to
you
ask
know
what
that when he,
what
Did you know that when he kicks the helmet, he breaks his toe?
what helmet? I haven't seen the movies.
No, it's a Lord of the Rings joke.
Oh, actually,
It's
no,
about-
that's a
it's
lie.
a-
I've seen the movies, but not since I was like 8.
So that is like the most basic bit of film. It's a basic bit of like film bit I know of because
Trivia.
everyone because everyone memes on it like, oh, did you know that this happened? It's like,
Yeah, it's
I don't-
always in
look,
those
man.
like those really crusty images of like the did you know film trivia number 12.
Yeah. It's like, I don't give a shit, man. Just let me watch the movie and have fun.
Did you know he broke his foot?
Yeah, I don't care, man.
I find it a little bit hard to be mad about the Middle Earth setting. I don't really care about it. I just don't I'm not as mad about it because it was I think the thing is it originated most of those ideas even though I don't think it's the greatest world building. The guy was writing this in like the 50s, I think. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. Or I guess like the 40s and 50s because he was like pretty old. I think he served in like World War One.
He did.
But yeah, I can't be mad about it. It's like whatever. It was like this is the caveman making fire. It's like it has probably overstayed its welcome, but I guess people who are old and like saw the Lord of the Rings movie actually I'm calling them old. I guess that came out in like the early 2000s, late 90s, I think. The Lord of the Rings movies, so I guess they're not extremely old.
Like
but
the most common ones, or like the first ones that came out.
the Lord of the Rings movies, the live action ones that everyone likes.
That was like 2000, like 5. I want to say.
No, it was not. No, it was not. No, it was not.
I don't believe you,
Why not?
because it's like I in my brain that doesn't make sense.
That's not our reason. That's
Well,
not
that's
our reason.
well, that's a good enough reason for me. You piss wrinkle.
Let me look this up. When did they come out? Okay, it came out. Did not come out in the 90s. It came out between 2001 and 2003. So
Okay, that's
it's in between what we said. What both of us said.
Yeah,
But-
I was like, "There's no way it came out in the '90s," because like
I thought the
they
first
were-
one came out late 90s, like 99, 98.
Oh, I see what you mean by that, but yeah, no.
But yeah, and I don't know. I think I watched those one time when I was a kid, but I don't really remember because I don't.
I
I
knew
don't care about
someone who
movies.
was, I knew someone who was really into. You're gonna be angry. He was really into those movies, but also Star Wars.
Oh, he's that kind of person.
Yeah. Well, he would always talk about how much he was like, oh yeah, I just did a binge of the Lord of the Ring movies, and I'm probably gonna do it again. And I'm like,
Did he
keep
like
in mind
Reddit?
this was high school, so
Did he like Reddit? Did he grow a really patchy beard and open his mouth as wide as possible?
yeah.
And then did he bring his Nintendo Switch to school and do that?
I brought my Nintendo Switch to school, man, but I didn't
Honestly,
have
I
a
res-
patchy
I don't care if people bring their Nintendo Switch to school. I think that's fine because I like Nintendo franchises well enough. But I don't like Star Wars. So if you like Star Wars, that's what I think of you. I think you open your mouth as wide as possible and start pointing.
Yes. They start open their mouth wide as possible and moths fly out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go
It's just a funny visual. It's just a funny visual to me.
They start to deflate all of the bugs that made up their body start flying in. Their Marvel t-shirt crumples onto the floor.
The skin suit turns to dust, and they were like, "Oh, he was just here." It's like, no, he's been dead for 12 years. You have to move on.
Yeah, no, it is not him, it is us. Well, the bugs start, like, flying at you. Yeah, okay, I wanted to ask, what? Oh, wait, what? You go first.
Well, that reminds me of a bit that I saw that it kind of reminds me. If you were like immortal and you had control over one animal, but it had to be an animal that was smaller than you, what would it be?
Like all of the animal in the world?
Oh, I'd say like in a 2-mile radius.
Oh. Damn, so I can't say elephants?
Well, it has to be smaller than you.
Yeah.
Okay. I said smaller than you, not smaller than your mom, bro.
Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Would ants be a good answer? I wonder.
I think it would. There are so many ants.
Because I feel like
bro.
there's ants everywhere. It's just you can't see them because they're in the ground.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 miles under the ground.
I would potentially just choose ants, and if anyone bothered me, I would just make them get consumed by the ant pile.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably do that. Probably do ants.
Yeah, I was also thinking some kind of insect. Because it's like, my first thought was flies, but they have like a lifespan of 2 days. And so it's like,
Yeah,
that's not
I
going to really
guess.
do much.
I guess, but well, I mean, there's always going to be flies around. They're going to keep reproducing and
that's
stuff,
true.
so it doesn't matter how long they live.
Besides that, I'd say maybe either mosquitoes.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, imagine mosquitoes. Imagine how much you could bug people.
Bug people.
That wasn't intentional.
But it was either mosquitoes or if I really wanted to be like a menace, like wasps.
Oh man, thing is, wasps really aren't that bad.
Well, I'm commanding them to be that.
Yeah,
bad.
if you're commanding them, then yeah. But I just thought of that. Is that people hate wasps, but wasps are not that bad.
I'm pissed off at wasps because I got stung by a wasp once and it never said sorry.
How old are you?
What?
How old were you?
Like 12.
So you. So it's been what, almost 13 years? You couldn't let go?
Oh no, 23 actually.
Oh right.
Yeah. But no, I can't. The bro didn't say sorry.
Well, that's something. I'm gonna say is that there was on my running trail one summer there was a wasp nest like on the trail and I could see them flying out like it was like on a tree and they never bothered me one time even though I ran past them all the time. I don't know. I think I'm just cool with wasps. I've never been bothered by a wasp. Probably because I never bothered them.
Control power?
I don't know, maybe, but I never bothered the wasps because I
I didn't
protected.
bother the wasp. It just stung me.
You probably were whacking your hands at it because you're dumb.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like how some people hate bees, and I don't understand because bees are
Bees
not
are cool.
problematic.
I'm chill with bees.
I like bees. Bees do not bother you
Yeah.
unless you're an asshole.
Yeah,
But
they're
they don't
just
want to
trying
bother
to.
you because some of them
Yeah,
will
they
die.
don't because they'll die.
Some of them, not all of them, but some of
That's
them, it's they will die because their little stinger gets stuck in you, and if they pull it out, then it's basically pulling out like half their body, and they'll just die. But it depends
Yeah.
upon the bee. Some bees are not like that. But anyway, I meant to ask you, what's your favorite? Actually, I think I know what your favorite is, but what's your favorite and least favorite like genre of fiction?
Favorite and least favorite. Oh. I think. Yeah, I mean, you probably like. I know the obvious answer is fantasy, but it's just
Yeah.
like, I think either fantasy or sci. I do a lot more fantasy stuff than I do sci-fi stuff, so I'll probably say fantasy for number
Yeah, the thing is,
one.
I've never gotten like super. I've never done a lot of sci-fi writing. Is the thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. I agree. with
I
that.
really want to, but for me, I would probably also say fantasy, which I hate to say
I
because
feel
it's such a
like
generic answer, but it's just I think it is just a good genre. I don't know.
for sci-fi you have to have at least a certain understanding because like let's be honest, sci-fi it's very much tech based
Yep.
whereas fantasy is magic based and magic like while you can make it a little more like oh it works with magic but even then you still can have to like explain like I know you
Yeah.
hate that but it's like that I feel like that you can like worst case you can always use that as an example
It's
but,
okay.
like
That would be lazy, but I will say it opens up certain possibilities that you wouldn't have to do in a hard science setting. Because it is
yes
inherently more dreamlike. The thing is you get to create those rules. You're not analyzing rules of reality.
exactly
You're writing them. So I think it can be perfectly good writing if you actually make up the rules so that you know have it reasonably allow certain things that you want to include in your writing.
exactly
With sci-fi, it's a little bit harder.
yeah sci-fi you have to be like oh this like the the warp drive
Yeah.
uses chronometers. What are chronometers? Well they're like little bits of fragments of light. Well okay, well how do you do
Yeah.
that? Oh, there's this device where it's you have
And
to
to be fair,
okay,
at a
how do you build
certain
that device?
extent, a lot of the super far advanced sci-fi, to be honest, it feels a lot like fantasy, where they're just making up these things that are not
Yeah,
really that believable, from a realistic setting. It's not necessarily bad to make like these super far-reaching ideas if you know explain it well and you have these decent ideas for it, but and I mean, to be fair, a lot of sci-fi can include certain like supernatural ideas like that allow that to happen. But again, most of it just ends up being lazy. It's like, oh, we found a new element.
we found unobtainium.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But yeah,
basically it.
I because I feel like when it comes to sci-fi, it's while it's like still crazy, it's a little more grounded than fantasy is
Hmm.
because there's like
In
a
certain ways,
certain
yeah,
there's like a certain expectation because like the classic phrase like write what you know and like
hmm
in sci-fi like the writing like I feel like you have to have an awareness of certain sciences in
yeah.
order to like even if it's like a basic understanding like certain like being like oh yeah this isn't what normal science is.
Yeah, in a way, you kind of do in all writing like that because I mean, with fantasy, I think to have a decent fantasy setting, you are going to want to have some understanding of like sociology and certain historical things that you can tie back to your ideas. And again,
Yeah,
like a lot of physical geography is very important to having a believable setting and developing more unique ideas than what we already know.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I will say, if I were to choose a setting more in like a genre more interesting than fantasy, I'd probably say like cyberpunk or something.
Ooh, yeah.
And to be fair, that is a very like tropey genre, but I think it can be done very well, especially because
Yeah.
I think to an extent, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that far off than just like modern like realistic fiction. It's just a little
Yeah.
bit. It's just more in the future and more like it's basically instead of magic, it's programming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think of what my least favorite would be. Do you know what your least favorite would be?
I'm trying to think. Like my first thing that comes to mind is like horror.
Really?
Like, but even then, like,
Because
I don't know why I'm
I
thinking that.
guess I understand that in a way because I don't. I think a lot of horror doesn't particularly interest me. The thing is, the thing that the horror that most interests me is like very mundane stuff or stuff that isn't really intentionally directly horror.
Yeah.
It's something that's like very ominous or concerning or or whatever, but it's not presented in a way that where you're directly trying to make horror. Because like I find most horror stuff I think just gets super boring. I mean, it's like analog horror is garbage.
Yeah.
To be fair, some old stuff is actually I think legitimately pretty good, but it's overstayed its welcome. It's been so overdone and it's just garbage.
Like what's it called? Mascot horror. I feel like
Yep,
has
it's
been
so done. Same way
done
with
to
I
hell.
think a lot of like indie games. You know how a lot of indie games are doing like the retro nostalgic stuff that's horror. It's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is like a PS1, PS2, N64 type game, but it's scary after the first
Yeah.
5 minutes. That is so overdone and just dumb to me. The thing is, I understand where they're getting from. I think that can be done in a really interesting way because I think a lot of games from that era, like for example, like Animal Crossing. Did you play Animal Crossing for like the GameCube?
I didn't play it for the GameCube. I think I played it for the Wii.
Okay, because I guess, or if you've seen stuff like that, or even like Tomodachi Life, I feel like actually has a really similar vibe where it's. I understand where people would pull the horror from that because it was always bizarre, and sometimes you're
Yeah.
like, it's like your brain would fill in the gaps of like, oh no, what's this? What's gonna happen? Especially if you're a kid, like, oh, what this is gonna happen? I remember a lot of people I've heard have had the same like idea, the same worry when they were kids of like, if I don't eat food in Animal Crossing, my villager's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand where they're coming from, but I just think that it's kind of overdone. The real horror is just I think the stuff that you're making up yourself.
Yeah. I feel like I think like what you're saying, like horror comes like. Sorry, I'm trying to phrase this in a way. Like
Yeah.
how you said, like when, like even when you're a kid, sometimes you'll just make up stories,
Hmm.
to for the purposes of like, hang on, Blech.
You're
How do I
good.
phrase this?
It's like your mind
So
filling in the gaps, I guess.
yeah, exactly. Because like the first thing I thought of, and I don't know if this is an experience for you, but I know it's an experience for like a lot of other people.
Hmm.
Like when like you're a kid playing toys, like
Yeah.
sometimes you'll just make up full storylines
Oh yeah.
with those toys, even when it's like it doesn't have to do with any. Like you could have like a toy from like a franchise,
Hmm.
and like you'll just be like, oh no, that's not this guy, it's actually this guy who's like
Yeah.
this general of an army.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So like filling I because I remember that there was a thing where it's like it's the imagination does like rationalizing things to understand what it is seeing.
Yeah.
Like when you see something in the dark, your brain will be like, okay,
Yes.
that's just this.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Right.
even then, sometimes it could rationalize things in a way where it like turns out that's scarier for you. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you'll see something in the dark and your brain is immediately like, oh, that's a person that is standing over your bed right now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely. I think that is probably where it comes from. But yeah, I don't even know if any of the things I was talking about, like, even tied together into one coherent idea. I was just kind of rambling.
Yeah, no.
But
I mean, that's
just
the point of this podcast.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just I wouldn't say I think when it's done right, it's like I think when any genre is done right, it can be done very well. But I would say a lot of horror, I think it's easy to just do cheaply, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say I did think I was like I feel like this is a super lazy answer because I don't know if I would call this much of its own genre, but I was gonna say like isekai. I think is really bad.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think that's a lazy answer, so I wouldn't say that. I think that's I don't even know if that's really a genre. I think that's more of just a trope.
I think that's a trope, but I feel like there are some. Don't shoot me for saying this. I think there are some isekais that, in theory, could do well, but like on execution, are not done well.
When you think about it, isn't like Spirited Away pretty much an isekai?
Yeah, I would say Spirited Away is an isekai.
Like in a way, I think it is. I mean, I guess because the whole thing is basically it's just you're being pulled into another world, right? Something more fantastic, I guess. But yeah, so I don't know. I like again any genre I think can be done well. So it's hard to pick a least favorite.
Would you call Sonic Lost World an isekai?
I don't know what happens in Sonic Lost World's thing.
So he goes into the sky and like they're chasing Eggman and they're like, Eggman's bringing us somewhere, and it's like, and then like the clouds part and it's like, Tails is like, that's the lost world.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
And then they find like 6 evil guys, which are the Zeti. Like one of them is the guy Zavok, who's like for some reason Sega keeps on trying to make
keep
like this
bringing those characters back, even though no one
No,
cares.
not even just all 6 of it. Specifically Zavok, they keep on trying to bring back.
But no one cares.
Yeah,
I don't think that many people even played that game because it was mainly for like the Wii U and stuff.
Yeah, it was for the Wii U, and then there was also a DS version because I remember my aunt bought me the 3DS version. And I was like, oh, it's awesome. And I played it and I was like, man, this is not good. This is not a good game.
Yeah, I don't imagine it would be.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh man, that's weird. I don't know. You bring up Sonic just reminds me of like literally I think all of the stuff we've been talking about with world building and writing and everything, I think legitimately all of that originates from me doing Sonic roleplays when I was like 8.
Yeah.
Me playing pretend in the forest, where I was Silver.
Yeah, I know exactly what
we had our own little universe. I remember I read Sprite comics back then, back when Smack Jeeves was still online.
Dude.
Yeah, and we made our own like little universe pretty much with a few like little OCs and stuff.
Yeah. I remember I not like in real life, but like online, I did like a lot of like Mario roleplays, Sonic roleplay, like pretty much so many different types. I remember there was this one game. I think it might still be around, but it was like originally it's like starts off Mario, but you go to different areas and it's like different universes. Like there's like the Pokemon City or there's Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
And it's like that, but like I remember I spent so much time on that game specifically, and I cannot find it for the what it was called for the.
There's a chance it's been taken down just if it had a lot of
I mean,
different
I have a feeling that it was taken down, but it's like I'm trying to figure out what it was called to begin with.
Yeah, I remember there was one I really liked when I was a kid. I don't quite remember the name. It was just some kind of like ultimate crossover roleplay game.
I think we're thinking of the exact same game.
There's a good chance. I know there were a couple that were very similar to that. This one had like a stupid amount of things. But yeah.
a question. Was the lobby like this like long hallway, and then there were the bunch of these different
All of these
rooms on
morphs?
2 levels?
Yeah, and it would have like a door to like a to like each of the different like pieces of like the like franchises, and in there would be all the morphs. Yeah, I remember that one was wild because that was I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 8 or 9. That was the first time I heard about Conker's Bad Fur Day because that was they had morphs of that in the game.
There was a lot where it was like, oh, it's this franchise, and you would go in and it was like 2 morphs. And it was like, why is this here?
I remember they had Banjo-Kazooie, and right before that game got taken down, I was like, I think it was up for a few years, so I was probably like, I want to say like 11, 10 by that point. And when I was like 10, I was a massive Banjo-Kazooie fan. That was like my favorite thing. And it had like one morph that was just Banjo and Kazooie. I was like, oh, okay. Back then I was
not even 2 for the different 2 of them.
No, because they were just one character.
All right.
This is also back when I was still a huge Kirby fan. Back then, I really liked Kirby when I was a kid. I think I 100%ed Superstar Ultra on my DS. That was like my favorite game ever. That and Return to Dreamland. I think I also 100%ed Return to Dreamland, which is crazy because I never 100% games. I know sometimes there were a couple different times I went on there, and I would play as a Kirby, and then I would find there are all of these other people also playing Kirby. But instead of arguing, we all just joined as the like collective of Kirby. It was really fun, but yeah, it was a good time. 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought your internet cut out. Your power went out.
That would be an insane time for my internet.
Like 2. But yeah, yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like I didn't give a great answer for my least favorite genre, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. I suppose. I guess.
I suppose.
I probably do have an answer. I'm just not thinking of it, but whatever.
Yeah, you can think of it like some other point.
Yeah, next time I'll have it prepared, and that'll be the first thing I say on the next episode. Yeah.
Like, oh, I said this last time on the last episode. It's just like my least favorite genres.
Yeah. To know the context, you had to be caught up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh wait, I think I know what actually it's not horror. I think I know what my least favorite genre is.
What is it?
Oh, it's
Whoa.